Hi there and welcome to day one of converting more sales in 7 days. So this is a 7-day program. You're going to receive one video every day for the next 7 days, and by the end of it you're going to have a huge amount of information that's going to help you to convert more of your sales. And today we're going to be looking at your niche. So what do I mean by niche? Let's head on straight in and let's take a look at what I actually mean. Simply, your niche is, what do you do? So that's the first half of what your niche is. It's what you do. So if people were going to meet you at an event, or if mums were going to talk to you in the playground, or wherever you were, and people say, oh, what do you do? Some people would say, oh, I'm a fireman, or I'm a policeman, or I'm a teacher. What would you say you do? What is it that you say you do? Can you sum up for people without writing War and Peace on what it is you do? There's time and there's place for being able to clearly explain what it is you do. But in most situations, you don't have a lot of time to be able to share and talk about what it is you do. So it's really, really important for you to understand that you need to be able to clearly communicate what it is that you actually do. So, can you explain what you do? Are you able to clearly explain what you do? Is that something that you find difficult? I know when I first was looking at starting a business, I found it really hard to discuss with people what it was that I was planning on doing. To be able to just explain what it was that I was going to do was baffling. And then I learned a great trick which I am going to show you today. And first of all, we're going to start with an easy one. And that is, explain what you do in a sentence. So I would say the most easiest way to describe what I do in one sentence is, I am a business coach. That's it. So I am, and then what are you? I am a beautician. I am a health practitioner. I am a physiotherapist. I am a novelist. I am a crime fiction writer. What are you? What do you do? Try and sum up what you do by using one sentence. And that can be really hard, but actually it's really, really valuable to be able to do that. So explain what it is that you do just in one sentence, and you may need to write loads and loads of sentences and then be able to break it down into just one sentence. But imagine that you were meeting somebody for the first time and they asked you, what do you do? So you would need to be able to say, I am, or I do, or I make, or I fix. Any of those words that you can use, but it has to be in one simple sentence to explain what it is that you do. So that's the first part of the challenge. Then, once you've done that, and if you've already written reams and reams of information about what you do and get into that one sentence, then this bit will be quite easy. If you had to give a presentation, a very short presentation or a networking event or something like that, and you had 2 minutes to explain what you do, what would you be able to communicate in 2 minutes? And this part of getting more sales, you may think, well, what on earth has this got to do with creating more sales? And what this is all about is understanding what you do so the people can clearly understand what you do. If you don't know what you do, and if people don't know what you do, then there's a lot of confused people out there, and actually nobody converting what you do into sales. So what I need you to do in order to be successful at being able to get more sales, you first need to understand what it is you do, and we'll look a little bit further into this in the next part of this little presentation. So you're going to get up at a networking event. Think of it like this, and you've got 2 minutes to explain what it is you do. So you would start by saying your name, because that's really important, because if somebody forgets to actually get your business card, or if somebody really wanted to work with you but they didn't have a chance to speak to you, if they can remember your name and Google you, 9 times out of 10 they'll find you somewhere on the internet. And we used to have a running joke when I had the gift company about being Googleable, which literally just means being found on Google, which is sort of self-explanatory. But when I had articles written about me and sort of all of the problems that I had with this muscle disease. And if you don't know about the muscle disease I've got, it's probably worth popping onto the website neoperspective.biz and downloading my personal story and taking a look at all of the dramas and excitements around the muscle disease that I have. But let's get back to this. So when I went into business, obviously having this muscle disease and having this story behind me was actually quite important to the success in the early years, because it did get me a lot of publicity. And so I had lots of articles written about me. So when you'd Google me and click on news, you'd find lots of articles. And then my general manager, she had lots of promotions, and they decided to run a little article about her and her success in getting back into work and then being promoted as part of the company. She then was Googleable, and so this became a running joke in our company about being Googleable. But anyway, let me explain to you what I mean about getting up and doing a presentation. You need to start with your name. When you start with your name, obviously people need to be able to find you on the internet, and that was my whole just rabbit trail there about being found on the internet. But it is really important, because actually if people can't remember the name of your company but they can remember your name, 9 times out of 10 they'll be able to find you. And that's so important for you as a business owner, to be able to find customers, for customers to be able to find you even. Okay, so you're getting up a networking event and you've said what your name is and you've said what your business name is, and now you have probably just over a minute and a half to explain what it is you do. So you'd start with your sentence and you'd say, I am A, I make, I fix, I work, I do, whatever it is that you'd like to say. And then you have a minute or so to really explain what it is that you do and capture the attention of the people that you're speaking to. So you need to say what you offer, who you offer it to, and what they can do if they want to find out more. That's really important. So if you're telling me, I'm saying that I'm a business coach. So I would say that I'm a business coach and I specialize in working with young businesses and startup businesses. So business owners specifically who have a business that's under 2 years old, and they may have lots of concerns and queries about their business and feel like they started with the best of intentions but they've run a little bit out of steam and would love some new solutions and would love to find new ways of finding their passion back in their business again. They want to be motivated, they want to be focused. So I'm beginning to then build a picture of the people that I work with. And that's important for you, for your clients, to be able to select you and what you do. So you need to be able to apply that. So what can you say in 2 minutes that would grab attention? And then we need an in-depth understanding. So it's good to know what you do. It's good to know who you do it for. It's good to know why they need to buy from you. But then explain a little bit more about what you can offer. What services do you offer? What problems do you fix? That's a great one in business, looking at what problems you fix. And that would be my suggestion for a little bit more of an understanding of what you do. A little bit of your history would be awesome, just to reinforce what you do. Maybe a little bit of a testimonial explaining what you've done for a client, or what a customer said about your product, and then a little bit more about the problem that you solve. So that's part one. We've looked at what you do, and then you need to look at who do you sell to or work with. Depends on whether it's a product or a service, and so it would aim differently. So if you sold wedding favours, who do you sell those wedding favours to? Who would typically buy those products? If you are a coach, if you are a trainer, if you are a personal trainer or nutritionist, who would normally be the kind of person who you would sell to? That's important as well, so that you are now able to say what you do, and now who you sell to. So now people are able to select from you whether or not they need your services, and are able to think of people who may benefit from what you do as well. And then finally, we need to look at, what do your clients need from you? What is it that they're going to need? So if I'm a business coach, my clients need business solutions. They need to be able to fix their business problems. So I offer solutions to business problems. That's the really basic version of what I do. But if you can understand what your clients need from you, and who you sell to, and what you do, you are so much more further ahead than you were at the beginning of this little download. And finally, I need you to take action now. So I need you to download the little PDF that comes with today's little session, and I need you to explain what you do in one sentence. And I'll give you a nice big space for you to write lots of bits and pieces down, and then break it down into one sentence. And then I want you to be able to present what you do in 2 minutes. So that may involve you writing it down to start with, and then rehearsing it with a little clock, with a little timer, and get it down to about 2 minutes, so that when you're having a conversation with someone at an event or at the supermarket, wherever, you've got a little bit more substance in what you say. And then I need you to be able to do it in a paragraph, which is more, in a sense, more in depth. So not quite your 2 minute, little 2 minute presentation. More, if you were writing it down, what would be the fundamental things you'd need to say about what you do? So in doing that, make sure you include what you do, who your ideal client is, and then what they need from you. So be able to explain that in your paragraph. Yeah? So explain what it is that you actually do, what your client needs from you, and who that client is. So that's been about your niche. Tomorrow we are going to look at why your existing clients can make you money, and how that is one of the quickest ways to improve sales in your business. So good luck with the little bit of work you've got to do today, and I will see you on day 2 tomorrow.